Hey, okay, I think I'm live. If anybody is here and you can hear me, please type something in the chat so that I'll know. Thank you. Hey, greeting, Mr. Pick of My Life. Welcome. Can you hear me okay? All right, you guys, if anyone else is there, if you can hear me, just please type something in the chat. I would really appreciate it. Hey, Instagram, welcome to my live. If you are joining me on Instagram, if you could do me a favor and go over to the YouTube channel, that is Matrell On A Mission on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, great, you can hear me, awesome. Okay, you guys, so I am Matrell On A Mission, and I want to welcome you to the channel if it's your first time being here. If you're a regular subscriber and you've seen my lives before or you're a supporter of the channel, thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate you. And I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes just to let some people come into the chat. But today's topic, I'm just going to be talking about life here in Egypt. I'm going to be talking about some lessons learned that I have had since I've moved to Africa. And I just want to share that information with you guys. Awesome. Thank you, Venus, for letting me know how it sounds. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, Fundu. Appreciate you joining the chat, or the live stream, rather. Okay. And for my folks on Instagram, hey, Aurora, welcome. Again, guys, if you would come on over to YouTube, it's Matrell On A Mission. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, you guys. So I wanted to be organized today because, you know, my streams are pretty short. I like to just do a little 30-minute segment and try to get all the information in that I can. And so I've kind of collected my thoughts. I'm just going to talk about the top 5 lessons that I've learned since I've been here. And hopefully this information will be helpful to someone, and it'll help you guys as you decide to move to the continent as well. Okay. The most important thing and the first lesson that I've learned since I've been here, patience. You guys have to have patience here because the pace of life is a lot more different than it is in the States. In the States, everything moves kind of fast. And here it's really just slow and steady. It's real relaxed. Everybody's chill. It's like they don't think that what they have to do is so important that it trumps everything else that you might have to do. So basically everybody's just moving, you know, at their own pace, and that's cool. And then for those of us from the West, though, it is an adjustment that you have to make because, you know, we expect things just like that. You know, if you go to apply for your residency card, you just expect to get it done that same day. And that's just not the case here. At least it wasn't in our experience. It took several days to get it taken care of. And while we would normally look at it as like such a huge waste of time and effort, they just really don't. It's just like no stress. So yeah, so having patience is the number one thing that you need to have if you're going to be moving to the continent. Okay. Let's see who else join the chat. Oh, welcome, Lydia. It's nice to see you. All right, you guys. So, and the second lesson that I've learned is you guys have to learn how to just accept what you don't know. And when you come here, you don't know a lot. You know, everything that you think you prepared for, it's different when you put your feet down on the ground. You know, when we came here, you know, you come here and you have like a certain amount of money with you, so to speak. And so, you know, you're really happy because the rate of currency is different. So it seems like, you know, you just have like a whole lot of money, which, you know, it really is enough money to sustain you depending on how much you brought with you. But you have to learn how to spend it the way the locals spend it. So if something sounds like it's too much, like if something is 100 pounds, treat it like 100 pounds. You can't treat it like $12 or however many dollars that is. I don't even know how much it is. You got to have that kind of mindset from the beginning, and then that way you won't blow your budget. You kind of pay attention to what it is that you need to pay for, and just be more, just be careful with your dollars along the way, so that the plan that you had in place can fully be executed all the way through however many years you expect to be in that location. Another thing dealing with accepting what you don't know. It's like everything, really. You don't know the language. All right. So that right there is already a barrier. And for some people, it could be a deterrent to moving overseas. And what I say to that is maybe before you go somewhere that speaks a particular language, maybe try to learn a little bit of it before you get there. Okay. Or make sure that you have access to some kind of app or something that can help explain, translate for you. Okay. Or, you just have, make friends or have contacts on the ground that are dependable, that can, help you maneuver through your place, wherever it is that you're living here on the continent. Let's see, what else? Accepting what you don't know. So you don't know the language. You really don't know the currency and how to really budget that money when you first come. But it's just something that you really need to think about in advance. The other thing you don't know is, how they conduct business. So here in Egypt, we're actually in total. So we're renting an apartment. And of course, there's like several types of apartments that you can rent. You can rent apartments that are furnished completely with all utilities and everything included. You can rent apartments that are unfurnished, where you have to pay all utilities yourself, and the rental process is a little different. In the States, we're used to paying rent on a month-to-month basis. So you sign a lease for a predetermined amount of time, and then you just pay every month. Well, here it's a little bit differently. I've been lucky, or we've been lucky to have a landlord that allows us to pay, like 3 months at a time or whatever. But I don't think that that's normal. And I know, like in Ghana, I think you have to pay at least 1 or 2 years in advance. But here they'd like to pay you to pay a lot more in advance too. And that's just something that we're not used to doing in the States. So that's just something you need to be prepared to do when you get here. So you need to have a chunk of money set aside that's going to cover your rent for the first few months up to a year, depending on, which country you choose to live in. Okay. One of the other things, a lesson learned is, let's see. Okay, back to the business. Yeah, so understanding how business is different here. So, here, like, a handshake is like a promissory note. Whereas in the States, everything is just done with contracts, lawyers, you just pay for something and you just get what you pay for. I think here in Egypt, it seems like there's a lot more nuances. It's like when you want to do business with somebody, it really is about not just what you know, but who you know. So you need to know somebody. You got to have somebody that is on your side that's going to help you maneuver through the system. And, and the best way to find that is just, maybe join some repack groups, do like we did, contact somebody that's been here before, ask them if they can refer someone as a local guide to. That person can help you maneuver a little bit business-wise. Let's see, if the country that you're going to does have English base, like in Ghana, you might be able to find things online, through the government services or, online groups that you understand. So that, and it specifies, spells out how business gets done there. But here in Egypt, I have to be honest, I don't really know a lot about how business is done here. And I really do need to learn it, because now I'm moving into a different different phase of being here, and I'm going to be doing business here. So I really need to understand the rules, the regulations, laws, and things. And the language barrier is an issue, so I have to trust people that are helping translate for me that the information I'm being given is correct and that is in my best interest and that is going to help me, get my business up and running and do the things that I needed to do. And okay, Mr. Pick of My Life, you said, what's the best way to travel inside of Luxor? Well, the best way that we found to travel inside of Luxor, if you're going to be traveling, if you need to have an automobile, it's best to, have hook up with a transfer service or a company that has a driver that can drive you around. And then so the company that we use is Happy Trips Egypt. So it's happy_trips_Egypt on Instagram, and it's Happy Trips Egypt on Google. And you could just book your rides that way. I also like to use the carriages, like we're on the East Bank side and we're just walking around in the city. We do like that. And then, of course, we like riding the ferry across from West Bank over to the East Bank side. They do have taxis here, but again, you need to understand the language to work with the taxis. Because my experience with taxis that we had in Cairo, when you get in a taxi and you negotiate an amount, like we had one taxi we got in and we negotiated, like he said 50 pounds, but that's not what it was when we got where we were going. He changed it completely to something else because he got lost. So I guess he felt that we should pay more. Right, Lydia. Yep, that is a good question. And then the other thing too, I guess it really depends on where you live. Here on the West Bank side, it's pretty walkable, so you can get around and walk wherever you need to. And on the East Bank side is walkable as well, but again, the carriages work too. Okay. One of the other lessons learned that I have, or one of the other lessons that I've learned since I've been here is to be flexible. You really have to learn how to go with the flow. Coming from the West, we want what we want, and we want it now. We want it yesterday. And that's just not how it is here. It's like, if you go to, let's say you want to go buy, let's say a pair of pants or something, and you have a particular style in mind, and you get to the store, the boutique, whatever, and they don't have that. You have to have the flexibility to either get something else or, just not get that day. There are a lot of times, like even when you go out to eat, you have your mouth all set, mouth all water and all set for this thing that you want to eat. And you got the full menu in front of you and you try to order and the stuff is just not available. And I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that, the quarantine or COVID is happening. So tourism is down and a lot of the businesses are just doing what they can to stay open. So they're not like fully stocked. So I get that. But, now where I am after being here for months and I'm in my nice woosah state, I can accept the fact that they might not have everything that I want. So I've learned to be flexible. It was something that did not exist for me when I first got here. I was really, adamant about getting things done the way that I wanted them to be done when I wanted them to be done. But now I'm more, just chill with it. It's like, can we do this? Well, no, not today. Okay, that's cool. When can we do it? Okay, yeah, that's cool. So that's me now. That was not me 4 months ago. So I think part of the healing process is, just accepting the things that you can do and just the things that you can't, just letting it go. All right, let's see. Does anybody else have any questions out there? Again, those of you who are here, welcome and thank you for joining the live stream. People who are watching who haven't made their presence known, just hey, how y'all doing too? Say hello. And hi, what's up to all my Instagram people? I'm glad you guys are stuck around. You're still here. Just basically kind of going over a few of the lessons learned since I've been here on the continent. the other thing that I want to say to people is like, there's probably a lot of people sitting back with, all the craziness that's going on in the world today, trying to decide what their next step is. And, one thing I think everybody in the States, or not everybody, but the people who are willing to travel, you guys need to get your Africa plan together. Even if you don't want to be here for yourself, maybe thinking about investing in some property here, or, you know, getting things set up here for your future generations, for your kids, so that they'll have a place to come and be safe and thrive and grow. Because the United States is just, I don't think that's our home. That's just not where we're supposed to be. And you guys aren't going to know anything about what it feels like to be really free until you leave that place. Every day, I don't watch the news every day because it's really kind of depressing. Here, we're limited in the news, so we have like BBC, Al Jazeera, and then we have the COVID News Network, and we just kind of watch that, and it's frightening. Every day you watch it and you hear about all these cases. I just know that all you guys that are in the States are just probably living in, with hella stress. You have to have stress, because I'm stressed out watching it for you. And so, you have to kind of think, is that something that you want to do for the rest of your life? Because you just know things are going to be different. Or do you want a different option? And Africa is certainly an option for you. There's 54 countries, 55 countries in Africa. I don't know. There's a lot of countries here, but you can certainly just do some research and find one that's going to be a good fit for you. I like where I am here in Egypt, because again, it has the pace that I like. The cost of living is great. Now, the weather has been a little shocking, I have to be honest, because, when you think you come to Africa, you think it's just going to be hot everywhere. And it is hot during the day. But right now, we're entering the winter season, so it's a little cooler in the evenings. But it's not unbearable. It's like living in Florida, So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for a place that's going to be warm all year round or hot all year round, then you might want to move closer towards the equator, down West Africa way, or East Africa, but near the equator. But up here in the northern part of Africa, you do have cooler evenings during the winter time. So that's just something that you have to be prepared for. And I see the questions on Instagram. Hey, Zilu. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining my stream as well. Let's see. All right. So again, I just kind of wanted to go over some of the lessons learned. Again, I just kind of want to recap them. Just make sure you guys, if you decide to move here, make sure that you, bring your patience with you. Have some patience. Make sure that you're going to be flexible. Go ahead and concede a little bit. Make some friends. Accept that you don't know everything, and just, learn from the people that are working with you, that really do have your best interest at heart. Trust them and believe in what they're bringing to the table to help you on your journey. Just trust that your ancestors are putting you where you need to be so that you can thrive and be happy and live the life that you want to live. Again, in business, business is just different everywhere. Before you put some serious money down on any types of investments or anything like that, just make sure you do your due diligence, do your homework, make sure that you're using a reputable company, make sure that, you know what you're getting, that you're going to get what you're paying for in terms of ownership and things like that. Make sure that you do own it once you put your money down on it. And, get some kind of representation just to make sure that your interests are met. And last but not least, just learn how to be flexible. That's it. So yeah, so I know my stream is a little short today. I don't have any questions. Anyone else has any questions about Egypt at all? I just know I've been having a great time since I've been here, and I'm glad I'm here, and just looking forward to sharing more of what we have going on here with you guys. For those of you on Instagram, if you don't know, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Matrell On A Mission on YouTube, and there's lots of videos there about my time that I've been spending here in Luxor, the time we spent in Cairo and Aswan as well. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I am trying to grow my channel, so if you guys can just share my videos, I would appreciate that as well. And if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. Thank you guys for joining the stream today. I just wanted to, briefly go over some things that I've learned, and hopefully that information is going to be useful to someone else. Before I do close, so I do want to let you guys know that we have added another date for our Ultimate Excursion Egypt. That is the tour that we're having here. And we already booked dates for 2021 because, we know people are planning for next year after, people get vaccines or, whatever the case may be, when borders and things start opening back up. Again, we're having our trip from April 4th through the 10th. So keep that in mind. It's going to be available on vimaglobal.org. I'll put the description in the box below this video. So if you guys want to go ahead and put a deposit down and start booking your seats for that tour, it will be available starting tomorrow. So I'm just kind of telling you guys about it today. So, and that is during spring break too. So if you guys have kids that you want to bring with you, that they're also, welcome as well. So it'll be a nice vacation for everyone. Okay, so again, thank you guys for watching, and see you later.